The Dutch painter Jan Steen was born in Leiden in the year 1626. Indeed, 400 years ago. In the first video I showed you the funny side of Steen, including his disorganized households, drunk people, and quacks who don't really know what they are doing. But the Catholic painter was more serious in his religious outings, or when he had a commission to paint the elite. Take Adolf Kruser and his daughter Katharina. The mayor of Delft sits in front of his house enjoying the lovely weather. Steen shows us that Adolf is a good man by placing a begging woman and a child beside him. He also shows his wealth by making sure his attire and his daughter's silk dress are worked out in detail. Kruser must have been very happy with his painting and befriended Steen. We know this because when Steen got into financial trouble a few years later, the mayor stood surety for him. This is a painting filled with Christian values. A prayer before dinner shows a couple and their child praying before eating a simple meal of bread and cheese. Since there is no luxury, the Bible quote on the wall makes sense. It comes from Proverbs and tells us we must love God the Father, reject coveting riches, and lead an honest life. This is a work about an ancient Jewish legend. Moses is playing one day, he picks up the Pharaoh's crown and throws it on the floor. This act caused panic, and royal advisors fear it's a sign the boy will one day overthrow the Pharaoh. To see if the act was intentional, they test Moses with a tray of gold coin and a glowing hot coal. An angel guides the toddler to grab the hot coal. Moses put the coal in his mouth, and the severe burn proves he lacks malicious intent, but it leaves him with a permanent speech impediment. The Adoration of the Shepherds has been painted by hundreds, if not thousands of painters throughout the years. Jan's version is very soft and gentle. All eyes are drawn toward Jesus, whose head rests on a shiny white pillow, and to Mary in her soft blue attire. Even when he was working on commission for the elite around him, Steen made something special of his work, like this child portrait. Here, he placed the girl in a chicken coop, while she fed a lamb some milk. A motley crew of birds surround her. Two burly servants look on with amusement, and their presence make the girl seem even sweeter. She is the 6-year-old Jacoba van Wassenaar. In the background we see where she lives, Lockhorst Castle. The composition is endearing and storytelling. A dog drinking spilled milk, a hat casually lying on the ground, and a girl who loves animals. How informal can you make a formal portrait? Here we have Jan himself reading the Bible together with his wife. The sign on the wall warns us to be pious and cautious. It is a serious painting, but Jan couldn't resist a funny note by positioning his cap askew on his head. Funny or serious, sometimes Steen draws a very thin line between the two. So be the judge yourself with The Severe Teacher. Now let's look at Steen's version of the Road to Emmaus appearance. The story is simple. Two followers of Christ are on their way to Emmaus. They are sad because Christ was crucified. They meet a stranger and have lunch with him. He tells them not to be sad. And then a miracle happens. As soon as the stranger breaks bread, he is recognized as Jesus Christ and vanishes in thin air. The story of Laban and the stolen teraphim comes from the Old Testament. In it, his daughter Rachel steals these false idols. She wants her father to pray to God and goes home with her husband Jacob. When Laban catches up, she hides the idols under her cloak and tells her father she can't stand up because she's menstruating. This painting is an example of how exact Steen could paint. Sky, trees, plants, and the clothing of the people all are worked out to the smallest detail. Yes, Jan could be funny, but he was also a seriously skilled painter, as this video just showed you. Both videos I made about this amazing painter started with his overview of Leiden, ending with the Pieterskerk. That had a reason. Although it became a Protestant church in 1572, the Catholic Steen family was buried there for ages. As a final tribute to the remarkably funny craftsman, Jan Steen was allowed to be buried in his own family grave in the Pieterskerk.